Hi team, very good evening all of you and thank you for joining. Myself Hari, I'll be the presenter for today's session. Someone can confirm me you are able to hear my voice clearly and you are able to see my screen properly. Akne, Shrikar, Mohan Singh, Naveen, can you guys hear me? Yes, Naveen, I got a response from Naveen. What about others? Others are able to hear me? Okay, that's cool. Let's Okay, let's make it as an interactive session. Let me give a small brief about myself so that we can get it started. Okay. So this Azure and DevOps, right? We are not going to have a one session, two session, almost 2.5 months of training
Hello,
we are planning to conduct.
hello.
Yes, Mohan Singh,
I can't hear anything. Hello.
unable to hear me? Hello?
Anyone is speaking? Hello.
Hello. This is the training, right? Which I plan to conduct for a 2.5 month of session, almost 1.5 month. If we start now, we'll be able to complete it by February of 2025. Okay. So myself, Hari, I'm basically belongs to Chennai, India. Okay. So my professional experience, right? Mostly I'm having around 12 plus years of career experience, nearly 13 years now. Okay. In my years of experience, right, I got a chance to work on Amazon Web Service, Microsoft Azure, Google Cloud, Kubernetes, and other DevOps tools, open source tools, Python scripting. These all my area of expertise, and I have got an opportunity to work on these many areas. And personally, right, I'm more into sports enthusiastic. Like I often play outdoor game as cricket, and indoor game for chess. I used to do my workout regularly. That's my passions and hobbies. Off business time, right? Like non official hours. I personally taking care of all those things. Last 8 to 9 years, right? I'm into this training field. Okay. Literally, this is going to be my 193rd batch in Azure DevOps. Okay. This is about me, and same time, right? Let me get a quick intro about you people also. Okay. So, Naveen, Akne, or Andrew, anyone can tell me like why you want to learn Azure? Who all are new to Azure here? Why you guys wanted to
Hi,
learn
Hari.
Azure?
Hi, Hari.
Hi, Akne.
Uh, it is Atish Kumar actually. It's I got a name
Sorry,
actually.
Atish Kumar.
Okay.
What is your
Uh,
name?
yes, Atish Kumar. Yeah.
Atish Kumar.
So
Okay.
I've already
Yeah,
I've actually I have been getting training in AWS actually.
mhm.
But I was a little bit enthusiastic about yeah, Azure also. So that's the reason I joined this training.
Okay. So you are working professional or you are studying in college or something?
No, no, I'm a working professional, but I'm just switching right now. So
To
I'm switching
AWS to
from
Azure.
no, no. I'm completely switching to DevOps. Actually, my background is I'm a digital marketer and I'm a project manager in my company.
Oh, very
Okay,
good. Okay.
Uh, so I'm trying to get into DevOps.
All right. All right. No issues. Thanks for sharing your input. Where are you from, Atish Kumar?
I'm from Odisha.
Odisha. Okay, okay, cool. So today I'll give more information about Azure, some unique content that will definitely help you to set up your path. Okay. And feel free to
Thank you so much.
unmute and ask your questions. We can discuss. All right.
Sure, sure.
So yeah, who else new to Azure here? Anybody new to Azure here? Who already knows Azure? Abraham, Naveen, anyone can answer.
Yeah, yes. Actually, sir, I have basic knowledge of Azure Cloud.
Very good. You worked in Azure or you learned somewhere?
Yeah, actually, I configured two machine in Azure.
For your project?
Yeah, for testing purpose, not a
Okay.
production.
Okay. Then you have a very basic knowledge on Azure, right?
Yeah,
Okay. So you wanted to switch your career to Azure DevOps or what?
sir. Actually, I belongs to Linux background and I am working on Linux.
Okay.
But we have a DevOps project already,
Okay. Okay.
so we want to implement pipeline through
Okay.
Azure.
Okay.
So
Okay.
that's why.
Great. Great. Understand. Thank you, Naveen. All right. So here I'll tell you there are some internal DevOps tools are there with Azure. I will share some of them in console. Okay. So thank you. So anybody else who new to Azure here who already knows some basics about Azure? Sai, Sunny, Ronnie. Anyone can unmute and just respond. Abraham, Streaker. There is someone joined like a brand Zimba. Yeah, Streaker, go ahead.
Yes, sorry. So I know Azure, like I have like 3 years of experience on Azure side.
Good.
Now I want to have like Azure DevOps as an add-on to my skill set.
Very
So
good. Very good.
interested to know on the Azure DevOps side.
Perfect, perfect. Sure. Yes. Today also even I'm going to show some of the tools related to Azure DevOps, which are really needed for the career growth. I'll share that with you. Okay. That's good. That's great. All right. Anybody else? Sai, Sunny, Ronnie, Abraham, Bhavya. Feel free to unmute and talk. Let's make it as interactive instead of only I speak. Let's make some comfortable platform so that everyone can ask questions. Who all new to Azure? Who all looking for DevOps?
Hey, hi, this is Mohan.
Mohan. Yes.
Yeah, hi. I'm here in Singapore,
Oh, okay.
and yeah, I joined this, and I know basic level of things, AWS Cloud or Azure Cloud,
Okay.
but I'm especially from voice
Okay.
network voice. I'm managing like
Oh,
Genesis
okay.
Cloud, NICX1, Avaya, Cisco.
Oh,
But
yeah.
yeah, the market trends going from on-premise to cloud solution,
True, true.
and yeah, so everything is going to move on cloud.
Correct.
So so our backend team is working from especially the automation and all, and they are using this all application pipeline. And
Okay.
so I'm curious to know about that, because
Okay.
due to automation, everything is going, half of the resource
Mm,
going from one team to another team, and they
okay.
are cutting down the manpower and all. So
Okay.
yeah, I'm quite curious to know about that, and I need to know the concept of this. Yeah,
Perfect.
thank you.
Sure, sure. I'll give you the overview and give complete idea. Okay. This will be a useful session for you. Thank you.
Yeah, thanks.
Sai, you are about to tell something. Meantime, uh, Mohan talked. You wanted to share something, Sai?
Yeah, hi, Hare. Hi, everyone. I
Hi.
am new to Azure, so
Oh,
I
okay.
am I want to learn Azure, so that's why I am
Perfect.
attending.
Where are you from, basically? India?
Hyderabad. Hyderabad.
Sorry?
Hyderabad.
Okay, okay, okay. Cool, cool. No issues. If you are new to Azure, yeah, this is the right platform to you. I'll start from the scratch. Okay. All
Yeah,
right. All
thank
right.
you.
Fine, fine, guys. Finally, last call. Anyone wanted to share your thoughts and what you wanted to learn from here? All right, perfect. So some of them joined newly. I'll just give small brief about myself. So I'll be the trainer, Hari, myself. Okay. I'm from Chennai, India. So this is not going to be a one-day class. I'm literally planning to take as Azure DevOps proper course for 2.5 month of training. Okay. I'm planning to cover 60 to 70 hours of training proper from the base to advanced. So in that, right, my professional experience is I'm having around 12 plus years of career experience, nearly 13 now. Okay, so in that, I get an opportunity to work in Microsoft Azure, Google Cloud, Amazon Web Service, Kubernetes, DevOps tools, and Python scripting, all those things. So apart from that, right, I play outdoor game as a cricket, as I said just before, and I used to play this, chess. I used to work out regularly. That's my passions and hobbies. Okay. Other than this professional experience, the last 8 to 9 years, right, I'm into this training field and industry. Okay. I train lots of people. So basically, we are from high tech institution. Okay. Some of you might be here, some of you not. So we are from high tech institution. We are located in Chennai and Pondicherry. These all are location. So yes, I think we can get it started with Azure. Okay. So I will start with this, my introduction slide. Okay, so here if you go, yeah, introduction to cloud computing. Yes, this is going to be our first slide. All right. So today, what is the agenda? So I'm going to give you a very good introduction to cloud computing, and I'm going to talk about what is there before cloud computing. Why suddenly cloud become peak? Before cloud, what was the technology? About data center, I'm just going to give a brief about data center. Then I'm going to compare the cloud provider. What are the cloud providers are there in market? Why we need to learn Azure? We have AWS in place. We have Google Cloud in place. We have Oracle. We have IBM Cloud, Alibaba. Many cloud providers are there. What is the need of learning Azure? And what is the future scope for Azure in market? Okay, that thing with the proof I'm going to talk. All right. Once we have done with that, right, I'm going to talk about some of the services in cloud generally. Then I'm going to start talk about Azure console and DevOps, Azure DevOps console, followed by we are going to talk about which all the important Azure services must know to change your career to Azure, and what are the important DevOps tools, open source tool and Azure internal DevOps tools, which all mandatory to change your career to Azure DevOps. Those things we're going to talk. And finally, I'm going to complete with, there are some real-time project use cases. I have nearly 50 use cases in Azure and DevOps. Okay, I'm going to show some of them. Yeah, in within half an hour or 1 hour, I cannot show all 50 use cases. Some of them I'll explain it. Okay, that is. Last but not least, I'll be sharing my Azure community info. I've newly created one WhatsApp channel. Okay, WhatsApp channel and YouTube for Azure content. I'll share both. So if you guys follow, right, I'm going to post interview details and Azure openings and Azure free sessions and all I'm going to post in that community. Okay. So no need to worry. There won't be any advertisements. You can feel free to follow. Okay. Again, it's the WhatsApp channel only. You won't get any notification if I post something. Okay. Whenever you are interested, you can go and open it. So until and unless you don't get any disturbed notification in that. Okay. So that is the action plan. Mainly I went for WhatsApp channel. Okay. Instead of group or Telegram, nothing. So let's get started with the introduction to cloud computing. Meantime, during the discussion, anyone faced any challenges or any questions or any doubts, feel free to unmute and ask your question. As much as possible, we'll make it as an interactive. Okay. And make sure your questions are relevant. So it will not waste other participant timing. Okay. Cool. Introduction to cloud computing. First of all, what is cloud computing, guys? Anyone can answer here? Even right or wrong, no issues, because everyone here to learn only, whatever. Only your input is matters. What is cloud computing? Anyone knows?
Yeah, cloud computing is nothing but serverless platform where we can go and use whatever application, whatever we want to configure over the cloud. There is a model called pay as a go model. So there is nothing foundation over the cloud. Whatever we want to go, we just go and create the cluster, use the storage, external file, whatever we want to do, we can do, and whatever the uses, only we can pay for that, not like on-premise solution.
Okay, cool.
Yeah,
Thank you.
thank
Thanks
you.
for your input. Any other person wants to add any points on top of it? What is cloud computing according to you? Any inputs on top of it? There are few people said you created VM at all, Naveen. You created VM in Azure, right? What is cloud computing then? Okay, only one guy has guts to answer in front of everyone.
Instead of
This is
accessing the
virtualization.
on-premises computer, we can access remote servers over cloud.
Very good, very good. That's awesome. Ram, you said something, right?
Yeah, it is a virtualization. It is running on a computer service like a computer or hardware and networking components over the internet.
Perfect. Yeah, thank you guys. Yeah, I'm really appreciating your inputs. Okay, yes, the people, those who not even know what is cloud computing, here is the answer for you. Because people, some of them answered it, Ram answered, Mohan answered, but which are not in organized way, but their answers are absolutely correct. As a trainer, I'll make it as organized. Okay. So I would say cloud computing is the virtual data center. I would say cloud computing is the virtual data center. So in order to understand virtual data center, first we need to know data center, because data center is the initial technology was there in the place before cloud computing coming to the market. Okay, nowadays every organization using cloud computing. Yeah, I agree. People are using Azure, people are using AWS, GCP. But before coming to the cloud computing, the initial setup is physical data center. No one has declined this. No one not able to know. Nobody will decline this. So data center is very much important. There is something called the organizations. Nowadays, if you go, there are many private companies are there. There are many public sector is there. There are many financial companies are there, many pharma based companies are there, automobile industries are there. Every organization, right, they are mandatory to use computing resources. They are mandatory to use computing resources. Let me show you. Okay, so if you go here, right, data center. Basically, right, a data center has two qualities. One is which is on premises. Second one is which is physical. Okay, the one is on premises. On prem means every organization, I told you, right, a pharma company, financial sector, in that location itself, they'll have one physical room, which is called as a server room within their premises itself. In that server room, right, they will keep all their resources, server, storage, everything, they'll keep it in that room, which is why we are calling it as the on premises. My computing devices are present within my premises. And also I can go inside the room, I can touch and feel the servers and storage, everything. That is why we are calling it the physical components. Okay. But majorly inside the data center, what all the components will be there? There are a component called S4N. There is a component called S4N. Anyone heard about S4N? There are 4 years and 1 year. What is S4N? Anybody knows? So first S stand for, okay, server. Second S stand for storage. Third S stand for software. What is fourth S? N stand for network. What is fourth S? Anyone know? S4N means 4 years, 1 year. What is another one is? We got server, storage, software, one more.
Switches.
Okay. Any other input?
Security.
Very good. That is the answer. Awesome. Server, software, storage, security, networking. The combination of these 4 things, right, considered as a S4N. This is something called as a computing resources. So if you take any organization, it would be private sector, government-based sector, government, financial industries, banking sectors, pharma, automobile, any organization if you take, nowadays, they are addicted to use this computing resources. Without this S4N computing resources, they cannot function. How? Every organization has their own websites. Every organization, they won't have a data and they are managing the database. All their user information, product information, sales information, everything stored in the some of the storage. So every organization, right, it's mandatory use this computing resources. They cannot skip and they cannot ignore it. When you take a data center, right, all these computing resources are managed within their premises, and it will be physical component, okay, which is something called the data center. This data center, from this data center only, every organization, they migrated to cloud computing. Every organization migrated to cloud computing. So if they are migrating to cloud computing, mean there could be 2 reasons. One is disadvantage with data center. Okay, disadvantages with data center. Second one, advantages with the cloud. Disadvantage with data center, advantage with the cloud. I'm not going to talk about more disadvantages. I'm going to talk few things. First disadvantage of cloud computing, right? Which is investment. What does that mean by investment? Let's talk. See, I have a question for you. my kid, or my brother or someone asking me for one personal laptop, Dell, HP, any laptop. The configuration, he is looking for i5 CPU, okay, 8 GB RAM, 512 GB SSD, hard disk. Okay, it could be anything, HP or Dell or Lenovo, whatever. Anyone can guess approximate price for this laptop configuration? Any Flipkart, Amazon, even physical store, how much it will cost for this configuration laptop? Any guess from you people? Normal laptop.
30,000 INR.
I think 35 to 40.
30,000, 35,000, 40. i5 8 GB RAM, it's available for 30, 35 and all.
Now 50,000, 55.
Yes, minimum it should be 50 onwards. Okay, 50 onwards it will be there. All right. This is the normal personal laptop what we are using. Normal personal laptop what we are using. It will be start from 50. i5 processor I'm telling. Then think about the cost for the server, storage, softwares, license, okay, networking devices like switch, firewall, routers, all those things. It will cost you a lakhs actually. The small startup company for setting up the physical data center, right? They cannot invest that much amount. The investment is biggest challenge when it comes to on-prem data center. But it's come to cloud computing, right? It's kind of a pay-as-you-go model. As Mohan already mentioned, pay-as-you-go model means whatever you are consuming, right? You're gonna pay for it. It's literally like an electricity bill. In your house, if you are living in India, how you will pay the electricity bill? If you consumed for 100 units of power, that month you will pay only for that. If you consumed 200 or 300 units of power, you will pay only for that. So cloud computing also it's similar way. Whatever you consume, right, you will pay for that. It's kind of a pay-as-you-go model. Okay, pay what you are using. So there is no investment at all when come to cloud computing. Apart from the investment, there is something called another thing, maintenance. What does it mean by maintenance? Even though you arrange money, you set up your data center, you need to maintain your hardware engineer, you need to maintain your storage engineer, you need to have your network engineer always available in your on-prem data center. If any component goes failure, any server down, the engineer have to go and fix the issue. Imagine if any hardware failure, motherboard failure, RAM failure, so a person have to identify, he have to diagnose the issue, you need to replace it. So replacing new RAM or hardware, everything, again the organization have to bear the amount. That is going to be another biggest maintenance, going to be a biggest challenge. Always having an engineer in place, diagnosing the issue, replacing the component, spending money again, going to be a biggest challenge again and again. When come to cloud computing, right, the cloud provider will take care of all those troubleshooting, maintaining data center, everything. You don't need to worry about it. Okay, you don't need to worry about it. That is the biggest advantage. And one last disadvantage, what I'm going to tell scalability. Okay, if you have a hardware currently now, there are when you provisioned it, it's fine. But after 2 years, there are more people are accessing your application. Obviously, you need to double your size of your hardware capacity. If you're going to double your capacity of your hardware, what will happen? So you need to check whether your current hardware is supporting or extending your CPU, RAM, hard disk, everything. Okay, if it does not support, that's it. You need to buy one more component. But in cloud computing, right, within few fraction of minutes, right, you can scale your infra. So which is something called as the advantage of cloud computing. Like so many advantages are there, guys. Like so many advantages are there. That's why we are calling it as a cloud computing is better. Now every organization started moving to cloud computing. That's why every organization, right, they started moving to cloud computing. So this was the data center, how it looks, initially. Now every people, right, they are started moving to cloud computing. Now I'll tell you what is cloud computing. Cloud computing is the virtual data center. Earlier it is in form of physical. Cloud computing, now it's a virtual data center. Using internet, right, we can virtually set up the infrastructure for any organization. Using internet, we can virtually set up the entire infrastructure for any organization. That is something called as a cloud computing. This works in the principle of pay-as-you-go model. Whatever you are consuming, you pay only for that. You no need to invest anything. You no need to maintain anything. Let's everything taken care by the cloud service provider. This is something called as a cloud computing. Okay. So hope the people who new to cloud, right, the definition you will never forget in your lifetime. All right. Advantage of cloud. Already we discussed. Data security, yes, of course, in cloud, they are introducing the encryption mechanism and all. So data will be secured. Anytime you can scale your resources. Disaster recovery. In on-prem data center, right, there is no proper DR setup can be configured. Any earthquake come, any fire accident, any, heavy rain, waterfall, flood come inside of my data center, those kind of disaster and all, nature disaster and all, it's very hard to difficult, but here very simple. Okay. We can set up a disaster recovery, mobility and reduced cost. Okay. So those are the advantages we feel in the cloud computing. That is the reason every organization, right, they are coming to cloud service providers. All right. So whatever you are seeing in the screen, right, these are all the different cloud providers available in the market. Microsoft Azure, Google Cloud, Amazon Web Service. So do you know any other cloud providers, guys, apart from these three? Have you heard about any other cloud providers in market?
Yeah, so many like Oracle Cloud,
Oracle Cloud.
Alibaba, yeah,
Alibaba.
Alibaba Cloud,
Good.
Huawei Cloud.
Okay.
Some of the company they're providing their own cloud solution,
Very good.
like IBM Watson and all.
Very good. Very good.
So
Awesome.
yeah,
Any other?
Yeah, and there is this other, is it open drive or something like that?
Okay, great. Any other people wants to add? You guys know any cloud provider apart from the list what Mohan and Sambhya shared? Anybody heard about DigitalOcean Cloud?
Sir, Vulture, DigitalOcean,
Okay, good.
Linode.
Very good. All right, guys. Awesome. So now I'll ask you in different way. So we have these many clouds in the market, these many cloud providers in the market. And we know the top 3 cloud providers are who are the top 3 cloud providers? Whatever you are seeing in the screen. Who's number 1? AWS or Azure or Google Cloud? Which one number 1 in terms of cloud?
AWS.
AWS is number 1. Which means literally according to the 2024 survey till date, from the beginning of career of cloud in the era, right? AWS playing a crucial role, which means majority of people are in the majority of people in the market, they are using Amazon Web Service, the biggest, who has biggest community. Okay, many people are following AWS. Now my question is, in that case, why we are learning Azure? Better we can learn AWS, right? Because that is the biggest cloud provider in the market. We can learn AWS, right? Why we need to learn Azure?
because they always have lots of dependency with other application. But Azure, if you compare Azure, they have their own Windows security, so many things. So definitely the customer point perspective, if you think customer always want one application at a time to use for all the end users. But cloud, yeah, AWS also like that, but they have a different dependency. If we are going to, suppose I am from the network voice, if I'm going to use Amazon Connect, if I'm going to use a BOIC model, we can't integrate with third party application, like only certified vendor we can do. So Azure, most of the time, like we can consider like they have their own setup uh, relevant to the requirement of the customer.
Okay. Any other input? Why we need to learn Azure?
Sir, it's simple and
I
user-friendly.
read.
Okay.
I think one of the most important using Azure is the IRAD security. It's more secure.
Okay. More secure. All right. Fine. You guys are giving various, reasons and things, inputs, appreciating all your inputs. I'll tell you the exact, data with valid proof what we have, researched. I think again, I am a right person to talk about this. Why? Because I am a multi-cloud consultant, right? I work in Azure, AWS, GCP till today. So I think I am a right person to compare. First thing, everyone have to honestly agree, Amazon Web Service, AWS has very good community. Okay, lots of people are using AWS. The reason still why we need to learn Azure, I'll cover 2-3 points. Okay, first point, if any company has opening for 20 openings for AWS, obviously everyone have to agree, 10 openings only available for Azure. That is the industry proven. Even you open LinkedIn, search in the LinkedIn in India, AWS DevOps opening, you will get so many results. Example, you are getting 20 results. Azure, you will get only 10 result. Half of the result only you will get. But the proof is, if 20 opening is there, 40 engineers are sending resume for that role. Opening only 20 available, but 40 people, right, sending resume to that role. Which means what? As a cloud engineers, as a DevOps engineer, there are so many people are already available in AWS. For us, you and me, it's going to be a very big competition to get that role. That is the first thing why we again not to follow AWS. Second thing, for Azure, I told you there are 10 openings only available averagely in every company for this role. But if you are expecting for the 10 resume, we are getting only 5 proper resume for Azure and Azure DevOps engineer, which means there are so many people are more and more into AWS. There are limited engineer available for Azure and Azure DevOps. That is added benefit for us. If you utilize this, if you learn Azure and DevOps now, it will be easy for you to get a job and placed in the Azure DevOps project with limited competition when comparing AWS DevOps. That is the one advantage for us. Second proven thing for why we need to learn Azure. Second point. Second thing, Azure, Microsoft Azure spending more amount on OpenAI and AI related tools and products, which is more and more next generation across every industry. Okay, so Azure giving good progress in last 2 years in terms of integrating with other tools, seamless, integration with other services, and AI related investment and all. Many growth, rapid growth we are seeing in Microsoft Azure for last 2 years. It's giving very good tough fight to AWS in terms of next very close competitor for AWS in terms of cloud provider. So we can see next 5 to 10 years with AI, Azure is in right track. Other cloud providers are just starting. So it will be right choice for us for next 5 to 10 years to survive in Azure comparing other cloud providers. That is the second reason. We need to think our future as well. That is why I'm telling, if you choose your Microsoft Azure platform right now, it'll be easy for you to get your job in Azure and DevOps, and it'll be easy for you to focus your future as well. And we are getting very good salary package for Azure and DevOps engineers in market. Okay, these are the reason. And at the same time, I'm not degrading other cloud providers like AWS or GCP. Yes, each one of us has their own thing. But whatever personally I feel, based on the research, whatever personally I feel which is good, I'm sharing that. Okay. At the same time, people who come from AWS background, don't get offended with my words. Okay. I'm just trying to share the differences. All right. So this is the reason I'm recommending all of you to go ahead and learn Azure and DevOps at this point of time. And yeah, it will be good for you all. All right. One last slide with this presentation. So we are going to understand the different services. First one, you can see on-site. On-site means on-premises physical data center, the old generation legacy. IaaS, PaaS, SaaS. These are 3 things are with the cloud. If you take any cloud provider, the IaaS, SaaS, PaaS come into the picture. What is IaaS? Infrastructure as a service. What is PaaS? Platform as a service. What is SaaS? Software as a service. So any people you are getting into cloud, right? You should know these 3 differences. I'll start from the on-site, which means on-premises. So when come to on-premises, right, you can see everything in blue color. So the blue color things are you supposed to manage. The red color ones, right, where cloud provider have to manage. You can see networking, storage, server, virtualization, operating system, middleware, runtime, data, application. All those things in on-prem, right? It's your responsibility. You have to manage. Where in case, right, in cloud, they are categorizing the 3 major services, guys. One is IaaS, PaaS, SaaS. IaaS means many people said, right? Naveen, Mohan and all said, right? I used to provision virtual machine in Azure. I used to create VM in Azure. So all those things, right, comes under IaaS, which means backend networking, Azure will take care. Backend storage, right, Azure will take care. Backend server, Azure will take care. Backend virtualization, Azure will take care. What is your scope? They'll give you the OS operating system interface. You can deploy your application, you can manage your server and OS. So these kind of services, if you are utilizing in Azure, right, which is something called the infrastructure as a service. I told you, right, virtual data center. If you set up a virtual data center in cloud, that is something called IaaS. Same way PaaS, right? The PaaS is more interesting. So networking, Azure will take care. Storage, server, virtualization, OS, middleware, runtime, everything will be taken care by your Azure cloud provider. Your scope is to manage your application and data. What is the example? Database, DB, Oracle DB, MySQL DB, Postgres DB, Microsoft database. So all these database application, if you are using in cloud, Azure cloud, which is something called as a PaaS, platform as a service. You don't need to worry about backend hardware, OS, nothing. Just your work is run the query, store your data, keep your table always available. So database is the example for platform as a service. One last thing is software as a service, SaaS. Here you can see A to Z will be taken care by your cloud provider. Networking, storage, server, virtualization, OS, middleware, runtime data, everything will be taken care by the SaaS. What is the example for SaaS? What is the example for SaaS? I'll tell you. If you have a browser with internet, right? If you search the URL, you will get it like that. So I'm searching like Azure, video, Azure certification. Something if you are searching in the thing, right? You will be getting the results and response. You'll be getting the result and responses. You all know that. So this one, for playing the content, you are not right? You are not installing anything. You are not updating anything. You are not worried about your security, nothing. So everything, right, will be taken care by the provider. You are just enjoying the service. This kind of thing, something called as a software as a service. Earlier generation and all, right? For opening any Word, Excel, PowerPoint and all, you need to install MS Office in your local laptop. But now it is not like that. Everything became online. In Google Drive, you can create a document, PowerPoint, Excel, everything. Even right now, you are seeing presentation, right? Everything comes from the Google Drive only. I don't have any local application installed with me. So these kind of application, right? Something called as a software as a service. How many of you using Instagram here? Any people has Instagram profile here? Just to say yes or raise your hand. How many of you having Instagram?
You mean Instagram account?
Okay. Anybody else having Instagram account here? Yes, I'm not going to ask your password. Don't worry. I'm just asking yes or no.
Yes, we do have.
Then why you are thinking too much? Maybe if I say yes, Hari will ask for my credential. He'll ask my password or he'll hack nothing. Okay. So yeah, Sheikh has raised his hand. Good. So maybe I'm feeling very proud, like others not having social media Instagram account. Is it? The people, those who not responded, they don't have Instagram account or what?
Yeah, I don't have an Instagram account. I have LinkedIn account.
Perfect. Yeah. So why I'm asking, Instagram is kind of a software as a service. Netflix is kind of a software as a service. So which all the services you are enjoying in online itself, which also something called as a software as a service. Okay. By the way, I'm not having Instagram. I'm away from social media. I don't use Facebook, Instagram, nothing. My only social media is, I would say, WhatsApp, because that's the official chat across India, right? So if we are not using even WhatsApp, so the society will not accept me. So there's no other way for me. But however, Ram is partner here for me. So he is also not using Instagram. I got one partner. Anybody else away from Instagram? I need a honest.
So I will delete it.
That's not the case. Some people say, I'm having Instagram, but I'm not using it. I don't open the tab. Those are some people. Some people tell, I used very often, monthly once, weekly once. When I bored, right? Hello. Those are not case. Purely like me and Ram. Anybody not having Instagram? Not at all having account itself.
Yeah, I don't have. I only follow LinkedIn, just for
LinkedIn for professional
professional. Yeah.
connect. So we don't have any other way. If you want to get a job and better updates about companies, LinkedIn. There is no, because we don't spend much time on LinkedIn also, right? But Instagram will purely scroll for go for scrolling and things. Anyway, so we got 2-3 members. Fine, that's good. So yes, so those kind of services also software as a service. Anybody has any questions so far? Any doubts so far?
Can you explain again
nothing.
platform as service?
Sorry, which one you want me to explain again?
Platform as service.
Okay, platform as a service. Yeah, platform as a service, as I said, the networking, backend networking, storage, server, virtualization, OS, including your server operating system, everything taken care by your cloud provider. Then what is your scope? Managing your application and your data. which will be our scope. When cloud, if you are using any service where you will manage your application and data, which is something called as a platform as a service. Example, I have taken database. In cloud, if you are using database, right, we have service available for kind of SQL, Azure SQL. If you go there, right, you can create your database server. In that case, right, you don't need to manage backend things. Only your work will be like creating table, creating database, running query, creating connection string for your front-end application. So that kind of thing only you will do. Very high level, you will manage your DB alone. So these kind of services, if you are utilizing in cloud, which is something called as a platform as a service. Make sense?
Yes, understood. Thank you.
Cool, cool. Any other question to anyone? Not only this services. Cloud provider, advantage of cloud, data center. Okay. If you all good, I'm happy. So next what I'm going to do, I'm going to open my Safari browser. Here, if you go there, I'm going to open the Azure account. Azure, right, they are giving one wonderful graphical user interface, UI, for people to use portal.azure.com. How many of you having Azure account with you? How many of you having this access?
Yeah, earlier I created a free account. I need to cross check. Yeah.
I have the free account now.
Okay, cool. Some of them having, some of them not having. That's fine. So this is the place, guys, where you need to create your, virtual data center, where you need to create your database, where you need to manage your, A to Z in Azure. This is the area you will be controlling all these things. And one more thing available. Anyone heard about dev.azure.com? This is another portal. Anyone heard of it? Dev.azure.com. What is this?
For DevOps.
Correct. Azure DevOps has a dedicated portal, dev.azure.com. Okay. I'll show you. I'll log in and I'll show you. Most probably. If you come there, this is your portal for DevOps, Azure DevOps. For accessing your Azure DevOps tools, here you will get the dashboard. You can set up your own dashboard over here. You can set up your own wiki documentation here, project documentation, ticketing tool here, call it as a board. GitHub, Bitbucket and all, right? Kind of Azure itself having a repository over here, Azure repo, we are calling it as a pipeline, CI/CD pipeline, you can do it. Test plans, you can do the testing and all those things you can do. Artifact, Azure DevOps artifact. So almost all the project related DevOps tools, right? They have combined and clubbed together. They are provided over here. If you go to your pipelines, right, you would be able to see. I have many pipelines with me. So if you go to the production pipeline and all, you can see it all around. Okay, these kind of things we have. So this is something called dev.azure.com. This is something called portal.azure.com. In this both the interface only, you will be interacting more with your Azure cloud. You will be interacting more with your Azure cloud. Okay, so now I'll tell you, in order to change our career to Azure and Azure DevOps, what are the services and what are the DevOps tools we should learn. Okay, even I told you, right, I'm going to take almost 2.5 months of training. I'll be the trainer. Okay, I'll be the single point of contact to you. Nobody else going to involve it. Okay, so if you ask me in that way, we are going to see here. In Azure, nearly 20 plus services we should know. In Azure, we have 100 plus services available. Okay, but we should be knowing 20 plus services, which is very, very important. If you go any project, right, these exact services are being using. So, which all starting from, you should know about Azure subscription, resource group, Azure Entra ID, virtual machines, disk, snapshot, image, storage account, VNets, virtual network. VNet stands for virtual network. Bastion, NAT gateway, load balancer, VM scale set, DNS zones, DNS private zones, backup, recovery service vault for DR, Azure Entra ID for Azure Active Directory SSO, traffic manager, application gateway, monitoring, cost management, content delivery network, Azure DB. Almost 25 services I mentioned here. If you people plan to start your career with Azure DevOps, just to go ahead and learn this 25 services, this will be more than enough for you guys. This will be more than enough for you guys. Similarly, for DevOps, right? DevOps, we are categorizing for multiple, sectors actually. DevOps is not a single term. DevOps is kind of a development plus operations. We have a many category available under the DevOps. There is something called CI/CD, continuous integration and continuous deployment. There is something called configuration management tool, infrastructure as a code, code repository, containers and container orchestration tool, and Azure DevOps tools. So at least if you guys take CI/CD, right, you should be knowing Jenkins. Open source perspective I'm talking, okay? General, other than Azure DevOps tools, I'm just telling you on general perspective. When you take CI/CD, right, Jenkins is most widely used the tool which is open source in the market. Configuration management tool, right, Ansible is the widely used outside. Infrastructure as a code, Terraform. As of today, if you go any project, right, Terraform playing a crucial role, okay? And code repo, GitHub. GitHub is playing a crucial role in every project as of today. Containerization, right, you should know about Docker, Docker Hub, and Kubernetes. I'm promising you, as of today, if you go any project without Kubernetes, you cannot see any single environment. Okay. Same way in Azure DevOps, I'm coming into the specific tools with respect to Azure DevOps. Azure own DevOps tools, which is something called Azure Pipeline, which will take care of the CI/CD process. Azure Dashboard. If you go any project, we'll have a big dashboards, right? There we can see the status of all those things. You can see over here, Azure Repo. Okay, is similar like your GitHub repository. Azure Artifact, okay, store your container images or any npm package or maven package or anything, any test cases you wanted to store it during your pipeline execution. Here you can use it. Azure Board, it's similar like your ServiceNow, Jira. Azure has internal particular boards. So if you are planning to change your career to Azure DevOps, these all the tools are essential for you. Start from Azure CLI, command line interface, Terraform and ARM, Azure Resource Manager. There is something called ARM. Infrastructure is called inbuilt code tool available in Azure. GitHub, Ansible, Docker, Docker Hub, Kubernetes. Very much important. Kubernetes. Don't miss Kubernetes. Okay. Because there are 3 openings available in my project. Almost last 2 months we are taking interview. People who knows Azure, they don't know about Kubernetes. Who has Kubernetes idea? Generally, they know Kubernetes. They can't understand Azure. So these kind of conflicts are there. There are huge opportunity available in market as of today for people who combinationally know Azure, Azure DevOps with Kubernetes. Okay. Jenkins, Azure DevOps tools, like these all the things. Okay. If you know these many tools, right, it's pretty much easy for you to clear the interview. It's pretty much easy for you to clear the interview. That is the action plan. All right. More than that, right? So I told you, right, in my 2.5 month of training, right, I am planning to cover these Azure services and these tools only. Okay. I'll tell you, along with this, right, I'm going to show you some of the real-time project use cases. So now you got the services, now you got the DevOps tools. Now you should know how to learn all these things. Okay. Whether you are joining training with me or not, it's up to you. But more than that, right, you should know how to learn. What is the right way of learning? Okay. So you may get YouTube channels, you can learn something, but you may get Udemy course content, you can learn from there. Or many other trainers are taking training, like me, high-tech institution, like other people are taking training. But one thing, you should organize your content first. You should learn according to that way you organize. It's not like learning that thing first, this thing second. So at the end of the day, right, you will lose your concentration. Okay. There are 2 things available, guys. I'll ask you guys try to differentiate the things. There is something called training and KT. What is the difference between training and KT? Anyone heard about the term called KT in your lifetime? Any of your project? What is KT?
Knowledge transfer.
Knowledge transfer.
Very good. Very good. That is the full form of KT. What is KT actually? How would this differ from training?
Knowledge transfer, sir.
Knowledge transfer, sir. I agree, sir. So how would differ from training, sir? How KT differ from training?
They just give you a brief information or brief overview about your project,
Brief information of what our project and all. Very good. Any other input? What is KT? How would this differ from training?
Yeah, KT is actually a real-time knowledge transfer with a particular project
Very
where
good.
we can give our preview with our colleagues.
Okay, very good.
So yeah.
Perfect. How many of you agree with Mohan input? Obviously, everyone have to agree. Looks like everyone in mute. No, Mohan, no one is agreeing with you. I'm just kidding.
No problem.
So yes. So I'll tell you.
Agree.
See, training is from our school days, from our college days. In YouTube, Udemy, whatever you are getting, there is an academic way of learning, which is something training. Academic way of learning means what? You'll have a set of syllabus and curriculum. We are going to cover this. This is what we are going to do it. In your college and school days, right, you would have learned about sine theta, cos theta and all. Do you really know where it is being used? As of now, you are utilizing all these things in your work environment? Anybody using sin theta, cos theta, all those things what we learned?
No.
No.
sir.
That is something academic way of learning, which is training. We not even know why we learned. But KT is something different. Example, what is KT? I'll tell you. If you got a job in Azure DevOps, you will get an offer letter from the company. Your joining date would be something like January 1st. New year, you are going to join that company. You are onboarding to that project. Once you onboarded to the project, right, there will be a senior person or a tech lead or a team lead in that project who has very good exposure in that project. He will start give knowledge transfer about that particular project. He'll start from who's our client, what is our process, what kind of different issues my customer will bring, what all my client requirement, what kind of requirement my client will provide, what is our client architecture. This is our ticketing tool. My client will create ticket over here. There are P1 priority, P2 priority, P2 priority, P4 priority, like we have various priority available. This is your platform. This is the tool you have to use. This is your access level. This is all the access pattern. This is how you need to approach with all the requirement. Sometime you will get the POC, client will ask you to explore it. You'll have to explore it. Like that, someone from the project, he will ask you to do. This is something called knowledge transfer. When you get a knowledge transfer in that project, you will be able to work on that project. You all agree with me? Imagine you are joining in any company, they gave one Udemy course. This is Azure DevOps course. Learn that tomorrow onwards, I'll give you 2 weeks of time. After completing this course, right, start work on my project. Will you be able to work in that way? Well, while you getting KT, you will able to work on the project, or while getting a training, you will able to work in the project? Answer me honestly.
KT.
KT.
Definitely. Everyone will be able to get a KT. When only then you will be able to work. So I have one confidence in myself, guys, which is there are many people are taking training. YouTube will get a free training. Udemy will get, 2,000, 3,000 all you are getting training, and many institutes are taking trainings. But my way of teaching is totally knowledge transfer wise. How? I have one document with me. I'll show you. Not one document, 2 documents. I'll show one now. Okay, because I don't want you guys to make it overload. And again, you guys are waiting for so long. So I'll take hardly 5 to 10 minutes. I'll explain this document. Okay. So this is my document. I told you, right? I'm from high-tech institution. So this is my document. Okay. High-tech institution. So you won't believe actually, this document almost took 6 months for me to prepare. Because personally in my 12, 13 years of career, I worked on almost 7 different Azure projects. Since I'm a consultant, right? I have to work on. Parallelly, I'm supporting 2, 3 projects. Currently, I'm supporting 2 different projects. For both the project, I am the consultant, architect, single point of contact for my client. Addition to that, right, as a freelancer, right, I architected almost 30 plus Azure infrastructure by my own. Apart from the professional experience, as a freelancing, one-time activity, I've done that. Based upon all my exposure, right, I created this document. That's why it took 6 months. Now you all understand. What's special here? I have so many documents for Azure and the DevOps content. What's something special over here? Why it took 6 months? I'll brief. This document, right, I structured in such a way: section 1 for Azure IAM, section 2 for virtual network, section 3 for storage account. Like each Azure services, I categorize as a section 1, section 2, section 3, like that. Most of you guys are new to Azure, right? Similarly, my client, look at this, my client, Swiggy, they want to administrate their technical engineers as follows. Even Swiggy also new to Azure. They are having on-prem data center. They are planning to migrate to Azure cloud. So Azure is new to Swiggy. Swiggy wants to administrate their technical engineers as follow. They have a team such as developers, database admins, Linux admin, storage admins. All the teams should be into 2 level L1 and L2. During the cap call, we have confirmed with the SDM manager, their requirement is to have a team leader group. Like each and every services, right? We are taking the live client requirement and problem statement like this. We are going to take the live scenario and problem statement like that. How are we going to address this is, I'll show you the way how we are going to learn. Even you are learning by yourself, right? You need to plan in this way. Okay. First thing, you need to take the general idea about what the service is. Second thing, you should take the client requirement or problem statement. Okay, you should get the client requirement and problem statement. You need to draw the architecture diagram for that. You should draw the architecture diagram for that so that you can understand the infra, you will understand the problem and client requirement. Then you need to implement solution step by step in Azure console. Okay, this is the actual way of learning. Each and every services in Azure, right? Based on my 6-7 projects I worked, I told you, right? And 30 plus infrastructure I organized and architected. Based on that exposure, right? I'll explain you the problem statement. Okay, and we will implement this as a architecture diagram, the client problem statement, right? Client requirement. We'll implement the architecture diagram. I'll show you how to implement this step by step in front of you in the Azure account practically in my production account. This way, right, I'll teach you. This is the way, something I told you, something called knowledge transfer. Not only one service, two services, entire thing. See, my client Nokia, okay, the another requirement. My client Nokia, they need a Windows VM for data storage. So launch the virtual machine with the 3 additional volume. Disk capacity should be 100 GB, 70 GB, 50 GB. Duplicate the data of 50 GB disk with the backup, map it to the secondary virtual machine. In that virtual machine, enable the remote web service from anywhere across the internet. Also make secondary server can reach any destination point. This is the client requirement. Okay, we are going to do the architecture diagram for that first. Then we are going to implement the solution. Okay, that is the action plan. And one another thing, another scenario I am telling, storage account. Okay, we are going to project scenario, document management system. You are tasked, this is literally a POC. Okay, in Azure storage account, you are tasked with developing a document management system for a legal firm. For one legal firm, you are going to set up a DMS, document management system. The system should allow lawyers and legal assistant to upload, organize, and manage the legal document. So obviously, the advocates will have many clients, they'll have many data, right? This database management, document management system allow the lawyers and legal assistant to organize and keep their data. Additionally, clients should be able to access the specific document with relate to their cases via secure web portal. So this is the requirement. In Azure storage, you need to create a containers. Soft delete need to enable for next 30 days. Anyone know what is soft delete? No. If you delete something in your Azure storage container, right, online storage, the data will be there for next 30 days. In case if you accidentally deleted, we'll be able to recover it. That soft delete, we can specify it. So that soft delete need to enable for the legal firm document management system. Versioning and snapshot to be enabled. Static website has to be posted. This is the POC we have to do. This is the task for us. I'll explain the problem statement like this. I'll implement the architecture diagram, graphically and virtually we'll understand the use case and requirement. Then I'll implement the step-by-step solution in front of you. This is the way we are planning to learn entire thing. This is the way we are planning to learn entire thing. Not only this Azure one, even DevOps also we are planning to learn in that way only. Addition to that, the main stuff what I'm going to show you, which is, if you go to my Google Drive, right, I have entire thing already. 185, Azure DevOps 185. This is my batch actually. Recently I completed. For this replacement only, I'm going to start a new batch. If you go there, in the same B185, if I search in this, you'll be able to see. Okay. Today, this guy is Sadri Venkatraman. Thank you so much, Hari. Continue to support Hari and Auntie. So today I posted it actually. I completed this batch actually. So I uploaded following thing, B185. Similarly, your batch right going to be B186 or 187, whatever. We'll check and let you know. So Azure interview questions I updated, DevOps task, overall POC updated, Jenkins video updated, sample resume updated. If you go there, right, same thing. If you can see, sample resume I updated today. And this one, interview question, right? Today 9 AM I updated. Okay, after updation only I posted this message somewhere around 9:27. Okay. So the intention, right? I'll create one WhatsApp group. People whoever are part of my batch, right? I'll create a WhatsApp group. Daily a meeting link, everything I sharing in that group only. And this is our Google Drive. What is the benefit of this Google Drive? You can see, starting from day one, live session till last day, we will record all the session. We'll upload in the drive. You will have a lifetime access to the drive. If you miss any 1 or 2 session also, no worries. You can come back anytime. You can watch the recording over here. Throughout your lifetime, you'll have access. So look at that. We have an introduction to cloud computing, Azure Cloud User and Group Subscription Management, Azure VM use case part 1, use case number 2, storage account number 2, storage account part 3, Azure POC live practical sessions. Okay, VNet part 1, part 2, part 3, load balancer, VM scale set, DNS part 1, part 2, POC 2. Okay, Azure backup recovery valves, Azure recovery, Active Directory, Azure Enter ID, POC 3. Azure application gateway, overall task. So all the tasks, right, if you go inside the POC 1, 2, 3, apart from the use case, what you have seen in the document, okay, apart from this task, what you have seen, you will be assigned with the overall task POC, guys. The task and the use case, I will explain, I'll implement in the console. POC, right, I'll ask you guys to implement in the console. You guys have to do the POC. If you open one POC, right, it will be looks like this. Building a simple web application with Azure VM and storage account. This is the first POC, so it's mentioned like simple. Okay, task breakdown. Create a virtual machine, Linux VM. Network security group have to be configured. Azure storage account has to be configured with this. You have to enable the storage account container, static website you have to host. Versioning unit enable, lifecycle role you have to configure. Backup and disaster recovery is your scope. This is the expected delivery. So I'll ask you guys to do it. Similarly, POC 2, 3, 4, everything. Okay, I'll manage how I'm going to track all these people. I'll manage on spreadsheet called task. Here you'll be tasked with all those things. In this batch, right, you can see totally 37 tasks we have assigned. People name, right, will be mapped here. Who are completing the task, you'll be assigning with yes. If you're not able to do right, I'll connect with you one-on-one. I'll give individual attention to you. I'll help you to complete it. This way, we'll be managing it. So this is where we'll manage the POC. And if you go to the DevOps directory, right, here you can go Introduction to DevOps, Azure CLI, Terraform part 1, Terraform part 2, Terraform part 3, Terraform part 4, Terraform part 5, Azure RM. This is our Ansible for task content, Docker part 1, part 2, part 3, Docker live session, recalling that, Docker live doubt. Okay, one more doubt session. Kubernetes part 1, part 2, part 3, part 4, part 5, part 6. Almost 6 to 7 session we are taking for Kubernetes. So that's what I said. Kubernetes, we are going deep dive. Okay, it's very important for next generation and everything. Azure DevOps introduction, Azure DevOps pipeline creation, Azure DevOps pipeline for ARM deployment, Azure DevOps pipeline for Terraform, Jenkins part 1, part 2, part 3, part 4, and the course final review. There are 30 sessions we are going for Azure DevOps. Here you will get the documentation, task, everything. This is the overall task for DevOps and POCs and stuff. This is how your course also going to be. As I mentioned, right, this is a 185 batch. Probably this is, I need to check the batch number. Okay. So I'll tell you the course detail. I told you this Azure DevOps, entire thing we're going to learn. Okay. So first thing is entire Azure plus DevOps, you are going to learn with the real-time project scenario, not a training. This is going to be KT, knowledge transfer. Okay. Timing would be like every day morning, 7 to 8 a.m. IST. Okay, only on weekdays. No weekend session, guys. No weekend session. Only on Monday to Friday. Okay, 7 to 8 a.m. IST in the morning. Okay, the overall course duration, right? Minimum 2.5 months. There are some people are telling, I can complete Azure DevOps in 1 month, 2 months, in one course, 2 course. See, I'm telling you honestly, which is not at all possible. If you spend the proper time and enough time, right, only then you can acquire the clear data and clear content. So it definitely requires minimum 2 months of time, guys. Okay. So if you spend 2.5 months of time, entire thing you can learn. Since we are including a real-time project use cases, every day one use cases you will learn. Total use cases, right? You will be covered with 50 use cases. Okay. Plus POCs, around 8 POCs you will be doing, and plus 2 overall tasks. Real infrastructure you will implement it. This 8 plus 2, 10 tasks and the POC and overall task you will be doing. 50 tasks, right? I'll be doing 50 use cases. I'll be doing. I'll implement it with architecture diagram. This is our action plan. Like this, right? We will create a group. We will communicate everything. Okay. Meeting link I'll be sharing over here. So everything in this group, like this, I'll be creating group. I'll be managing it. Okay. Like that, you will have a lifetime access to the content. All those things. Okay. This is the action plan. I'll come back to the fee structure. For the last batch, right, for this Azure DevOps, right, we were taking it for 25,000 for this entire 2.5 month of basic to advanced course. This is starting from basic. There is no prerequisites required. Okay. So you guys can join what knowledge currently you have, because I'm starting from what is cloud computing. Okay. The session, right, we are starting from tomorrow. Last batch, right, we have charged for 25,000 rupee, but this time, right, we are going with a 22,000 only. If you anybody making a single shot payment and single shot, you will get further 2,000 discount. Okay. further 2000 discount. People who not able to make it, right, you can do it in installment also. You have a 2.5 month of time. You can do it in installment also. That's not an issue. Okay. If you paid enrollment fee today or tomorrow, whatever, if you guys are started attending it 1 week, hey Hari, next 1 week I'll attend. We are starting from right tomorrow onwards. Okay. Session starting from tomorrow onwards. Let's imagine you guys are paid 50% of fee, just 10,000 I paid, Hari. 1 week I attended. Whatever you committed, right, you will show me the general idea and the client requirement and problem statement you said, you will explain. Architecture diagram you will draw and show me. Implementation you will do step by step. You committed these many things in the first session, introduction session, but which is not happening. I observed for 1 week. If you feel like that and my quality of training is not good, you can attend for 1 week of session. If you feel my quality training is not good and the whatever week promised which is not happening, come back to me and inform. Your course fee, the enrollment fee, whatever you paid, right, 10,000 or whatever, I'll refund back to you. There is no problem, because I'll tell you, I cannot be a good book for all. I cannot be a good book for all. If you feel like that, anyone, no need to worry. You can come back to me after attending 1 week of session. I'll refund your fee, whatever you paid. Okay. Is there any issue with my ways of teaching or my quality of training? Okay, I'll take the blame. I'll refund your money. There's no problem in that. Okay. So now the action plan will be like anybody, okay, anybody who wanted to be part of this batch, which is starting tomorrow, 7 to 8 a.m. IST, open your Zoom chat. We have a Zoom having chat. Okay, you whatever message you are sending, only I can see. Share your name and WhatsApp number. Okay, I'm sending hi message right away. You guys can send me your name and your number, contact number. So as soon as completion of this introduction class, I'll give you a call back. If you have any further question or further doubt you wanted to check with me before enroll, whatever you can check with me, you can start attend the session from tomorrow. People who are going to share the number, right, I'm going to create a training WhatsApp group. Okay, where people, you guys also can communicate like this. This is training WhatsApp group. I'm going to create it. I'll share all the details and course curriculum. Again, course detail, PDF, everything over there, payment detail, everything. I'll do it over there. Okay. So whoever genuinely interested, okay, because you don't want to waste my time, I don't want to waste your time. Let's be, genuine. Whoever, really wanted to learn Azure and DevOps with a proper organized way, share your name and WhatsApp number. I'll give you a call back after one-on-one discussion with me. Right immediately, I'll call you another 5-10 minutes. After one-on-one discussion with me, once you all cleared and satisfied, then you can go for enrollment. It's up to you. Okay. Any question, anything you can ask me, I'll answer you. Okay. Let's take 2 minutes of attention, guys. Thank you, Naveen. Srinivas, I got your number, Naveen. I'll get back to you after this call. I'll get back to you. Streaker, thank you, Streaker. I got your number as well, Streaker. I'll get back to you. If you have any doubt or any question, any other things you wanted to clarify, I'll clarify over the phone one-on-one, because some people has, something to ask in public forum. So I'll clarify you that. Okay, no issue about that. Thank you, Ram. I got your number, Ram. I'll get back to you. I'll give you a call back, and so I'll clarify you before you go for enrollment. Okay. One thing for sure, this is exactly 2025 going to begin. So everyone will take New Year resolution after 2025, once New Year started only. What I am telling, right away, take the New Year resolution, try to enroll it, enhance your skill, Azure and Azure DevOps in detail, in depth. I'm here to support you technically. Okay. I'm giving you all interview questions. I'm giving you job support and interview support. Okay. If you're going for interview, how to present ourselves. How can I change our career? Currently, I'm working in this field, Hari. How can I present that in the interview to say Azure DevOps? I'll support you how to do that. I'll update your resume. I'll help you to update your resume. I'll conduct first level mock interview, second level mock interview. I'll teach you how to apply for the job. All those things I'll teach you. Okay. No need to worry. So thank you, Ram. I got your number. I'll get back to you. Anybody else? That's 1 more minute. Anyone wanted to be part of our course? Share your name and number. I'll give you a call back privately. We can discuss it. Once you're comfortable, you can be part of my batch. Okay. Anybody else? That's 1 more minute. And no need to worry. After attending 1 week also, if you're not, comfortable, whatever, I'll refund your fee. No need to worry about it. Okay. So anybody else quickly? I got a hi message. I want your name and number. Please call me after 9:30 if possible. Sure, I'll call you after 9:30. Not an issue. Sai, I got a hi message only. If you share your number, right? It will be good for me to. So Mohan Singh, once again, let me collect the contact number so that you can ask it out. Okay. Tahiri, thank you, Tahiri. I got your number as well. I'll get back to you. Thank you, Sai. I think Tahiri, you are from outside of India, I believe. So it will be hard for me to reach. So I don't know, like, let me try to reach because sometimes it's not showing in the WhatsApp. Outside of India number, right? Which is not showing me in WhatsApp. No, it's not for Sai. It's I asked for Tahiri. There's someone shared in the name of Tahiri. For them, I said Mas. Okay, thank you guys. I'm good. Now, anyone, if you have any general doubt about your Azure or things, you can ask me. I'll help you on. Okay, then if you all good, I'm also good. Maybe I'll give a call back. The further question can be asked in the callback. Okay. So then hope you got some informative information about Azure DevOps. What are the tools to learn? Okay. So thank you. Thanks for your patience. I'll get back to you over the call. Okay. Thank you. Thanks everyone. Bye-bye.
All right. Thank you. And one more thing, I think we are supposed to be having this type of meetings like each and every time so that we can keep on learning more. I hope everybody understands, like, because some of us will have learned so much in this meeting. Yeah. So that's what I'm kind of requesting.
Sure. I'll make some session like that. Okay.
All right.
I shared my number also. Anyone not shared your number, but still you wanted to be part of this course, you can call or WhatsApp to this number. I shared my number in the chat just now. You guys can copy paste. Or future, your friend or anyone also looking for the course, you can reach out to this number. We'll help you to add in our course. Okay.
All right. Thank you very much.
Thank you guys. Let me close the chat meeting. Hope you all copied my number in the chat. Thank you all. Thank you. Bye-bye.